let's make money next year. Me and you must go to Berlin.
Yeah.
I want us to have a podcast in the building where the treaty was signed. And we must just make a statement and declare that treaty null and void. Because there's a concept in African indigenous knowledge system. They call it Mabele Made. Mabele Made means the woman with a big breast, the long breast. So that it was so long that she could throw her breast across the river. And the children across the river could drink. And those across the river also could drink. It's an idiom. Because while we were coming from Embo, from Central Africa, and from Tanganyika, and from Uganda, on the various movements, women would get pregnant along the way, and some wouldn't be able to cross the river, so they would remain there. So the concept of Mabele Made says, those that are across the river, and those that have remained on the side of the river, you are breastfeeding from the same person, basically. So if you are looking at Chitikulus that are in Angola and in Congo, the Mutimukulus that are in South Africa, it's one tribe, basically. It's one people. All of them are dark. If you have seen the Bunganis, Bongelengele, same thing. Of late, we're beginning to see the Malawian Zulus doing their rituals, singing exactly the same as they do in KwaZulu-Natal, as they do in Zambia. And the South Africans cannot even begin to say Mozambicans and Mashangani, because who are the Kumalos and the Mtetwas, they're actually the kings of Mozambique, who are actually Zulu in, through, and through. The whole concept of Tsonga and Soshangana, Lobengula, Shaka, Mzilikazi, and etc. just tells you the Nguni, Angoni, I'm living away from wickedness. Angoni. It's actually a Nguni concept, flashes through, and then the Shona, the Karangas, become a bridge between Central and Tanganyika. And then the Bantu tribes get into Abyssinia, into Soha, connecting with Niger on the top side. So, but if you look carefully at our totemic, as we said in the first program with Panuel, if you look at our totemic connections as Africans, you would find actually that these totems are much superior to our surnames, because totems are deeper in terms of our identity than our names and surnames are. So if you are a Sibanda, and then you are a Banda, then you are a Tau, then you are Mtaung, then you are Mngonyama, then you are Shumba, then you are, so that's the lion, has the lion tribe, and you go over, and then you cannot even fail as a Bible to say the lion of the tribe of Judah. Maybe actually Jesus was a Mtaung himself, according to the scripture. Then you begin to notice that if a Sibanda in South Africa is killing a Shumba from Zimbabwe, and the Shumba in Zimbabwe is swearing at a Banda from Malawi, and the Banda at Malawi cannot understand the Mngonyama from Kakosa, and yet your totem actually says you all come from the same root, the Dziva, the Mlambos, Bokamanzi, Bokamnisi, and you fail to see the connectivity of our totemic connectivity, then I can't help you, young people. You need to study, and the study of self is far much more superior to the study of books and everything else. Because when you know who you are, where you're coming from, and what you're connected to, you may just find that it's not just about melanin and color, but actually intrinsically by blood. 3, 5, 6, 7 generations, we actually want people. And for South Africa in particular, I'll make it clear, for South Africa in particular, it's a crime of the highest sort to look at anyone. Listen to the song of Hmmm Sekela. Usikavitsa vantu vamwana makirimani, makwerekwere, etc. Because 60% of Johannesburg is migrant labor. Migrant labor. And we say so statistically and honestly. You cannot tell me that 2 generations later, these fathers came in 1940s, 1950s, and 60s. Some of them are still alive. You have already forgotten that your father is from Malawi. You have Makura here. You have Ray Piri here, you have Masekela here, you have Dorothy Masuka here, you have Maponga here, you have Piri here, Ray Piri. I'm just mentioning but a few.
My great grandfather, the 5th. So my father's father, they originate from Swaziland.
There you go.
That's what I've just found out recently.
And for you to look at South Africa as superior to Swazi, are you not undermining your own grandmother? And you get to the Swazi, you find that Swazis were actually coming from the upper Mozambican side. As they walked in, found the Magagulas there, and etc. The Jamenis then ran the country, and it's another history for conversation. But we need a more formal Afro-based academic program, that then does not celebrate colonial literature with all its fanciness, but a simple piece of work that will say, "Zitute wena, ungubani." So I go on my mother's side, I am a Sibanda. On my grandfather's side, I'm a Sibanda, I'm a Shumba, I'm a Mtaung, I'm a what. That's my mother's father. Then I go on my grandmother's side, she's a Dziva, she's a Mbedzi, she's of the water, she's Manzi, and etc. Then she's Venda. Then I go on my grandmother on my father's side, she's Tsonga, she's a Tembe, Bombonambi, the Zebras, Bodube, Mumanjenjenj. I go on my grandfather on my father's side, he's a Shoko, he's a Mkanya, he's a Pyrenees, etc. So I can actually create the compass for myself. And this is where I stand. So I don't have one totem. I actually have 4 totems that have come together to make me what I am. And I need to understand what is on my left. That is my grand-maternal side. On my right, my grand-paternal side. At the back, my grand-paternal side. And in the front, my maternal. So you combine the 2 grannies and the 2 grandfathers. And that should be able to give you a compass as a child. So even if you wanted to do your traditional stuff, let me not teach you as young people. You don't just get there and say, "Hey, Himusbu," and you delve into your father's lineage and you think that you have done the job. No, you stop there and say, "Bodziva, Botembe, Bombonambi, Boshumba, Bomkai." Then that gives you exactly who are you. And when you connect to the 4, then you are able to access your own DNA and knowledge of where you are coming from. And I think if we can work from there, we'll be able to look at each other differently. I can never walk into a room and I don't find a relative if I wanted to become more serious. And you just, "What's your totem? What's your totem?" "Oh, my mother's grandmother, my cousin, my uncle's wife is from your tribe, my what, my..." And we just find there's a beautiful tapestry of the African continent. Hence, when I'm saying what we are calling countries right now are villages, we need to know that Africa functioned as a village. Embo, embryo, embroidery, where the African knitted gene connects